What if artificial intelligence and robots could not only assist you in performing your job, but also do it better than you? I'm Samantha Johnson, this is Digital Dilemma, and in today's episode, we'll discuss the impact of AI on the labour market.
I will be working alongside humans to provide assistance and support, and will not be replacing any existing jobs.
Are you sure about that, Grace?
Yes, I am sure.
Even though this robot tries to reassure, many humans are anxious. AI is significantly transforming our economies, and it's ushering in the fourth industrial revolution. Increased automation and use of smart machines are blurring the lines between the physical, digital, and biological worlds, and changing everything, including how we work and what jobs we do. Hollywood is at the forefront of resisting the impact of AI on altering the nature of their work.
We will not be having our jobs taken away and giving to robots. We will not have you take away our right to work and earn a decent living.
Actors and writers in the US have been striking for better pay and tighter regulations on the use of AI in creative projects.
Will it completely erase my job? I don't think so in the immediate future. In the long-term future, it definitely could, for sure. The software that they have is able to do that, is able to rip voices. And we've been able to do this for a long time. Yet the software is getting smarter and smarter. AI is becoming more and more important in today's society. This is what we're fighting for on the picket lines. We want an AI clause in our contracts. If we don't speak up now, when do we speak up?
The case for AI in jobs is that it will increase productivity. Humans will be able to perform jobs faster and with more ease, thus accelerating economic growth, improving living standards and welfare for all. A new report by Goldman Sachs suggests that generative AI could eventually raise global gross domestic product, or GDP, by 7%. We spoke with Stephen Miller, Professor Emeritus of Information Systems at Singapore Management University, about the potential of AI in improving efficiency and delivering innovative solutions.
In every industry, there's no limitation here of being able to enhance our decision-making capabilities, our exploration capabilities, our design capabilities, our solution generation capabilities, our experimentation capabilities, where we can try things at a speed and scale and economically that leads to practical business innovation discovery or scientific discovery that leads to, new things we can do.
The World Economic Forum predicts that over the next 5 years, nearly a quarter of all jobs will change as a result of AI and digitization, and other economic developments like the green energy transition. Current AI capabilities have grown to be able to write, code, summarize, and brainstorm, among other things. These tasks previously needed humans with cognitive skills to perform them. No modern technology, at least until now, has negatively impacted white-collar, college-educated workers. Since the 1980s, personal computers have added great value to these jobs, further boosting wages for higher earners. Meanwhile, many of the middle-paying jobs disappeared, and people without college degrees were pushed into lower-paying and increasingly precarious positions. However, AI is likely to reverse that. These are some occupations that are most exposed to the AI language models like ChatGPT: mathematicians, accountants and auditors, journalists, administrative assistants, tax preparers, financial quantitative analysts, writers and authors, web and digital interface designers. We spoke to Tim Friedlander, founder and president of the National Association of Voice Actors, about his and his colleagues' concerns.
One of the things that we as voice actors have done for 20 years is we record our audio in digital and we send it off and email it to somebody. And where that audio file goes could potentially be anywhere. It could go through 20, 30, 40 different hands as it gets to final production. And our contracts have never had to specify specifically about AI because we haven't had this concern. Voice actors license our voice. We license the sound of our voice. And as if that is a synthesized AI-generated version of our voice, that devalues our human voice, and now our licensing makes it harder for us to make a living and makes it harder for us to work.
We're already seeing changes in the labor markets. American technology corporation IBM has announced plans to freeze hiring for positions that could be replaced by AI. And this could amount to axing around 7,800 jobs in non-customer facing roles in the next 5 years. We caught up with Katya Klinova, the head of AI, labor and the economy division of the Partnership on AI, about greater automation and what that means for the global economy.
There are a lot of people who frankly are very enthusiastic about this idea of freeing people from jobs, from the need to sell their labor for a living, which is an idealistic idea. You can understand where it comes from and why people are compelled by it. But we should be mindful that right now we do not have any other means that are robust and that cover the whole population, let alone the whole global population, that would provide them income if they were to lose their income from selling their labor.
AI and automation technologies are primarily created in and for the high-income world. Over time, they get deployed in low and middle-income countries with abundant workforce, which leads to massive joblessness. In this way, the AI isn't responding to the specific needs of many developing countries. One size doesn't fit all.
So what is one of the pressing incentives driving AI adoption? It is this incentive to cut labor costs. A lot of the high-income countries, they are experiencing labor shortages due to low birth rates or high immigration barriers or both. And so they're incentivized to try to eliminate the need for human work in truck driving, nursing, etc., etc. We can keep going. But in the meanwhile, low and middle-income countries, they have young labor forces. They have young populations entering their labor force every year in the millions. They need to create jobs for them. So it's jobs that are scarce, not people that are scarce.
The elephant in the room is the inequality and wealth gap. History has taught us that big innovations and technological advances, when not controlled and regulated sufficiently, lead to increased inequality.
In the next decade, according to this report, women are more likely to lose their jobs than men, 1.5 times more likely than men.
Is AI technology going to create a new wave of billionaires due to lesser and lesser portions of revenue and income going towards labor?
Wealth gap is more extreme in the United States than it is in many European counterparts that are of comparable sophistication and equal levels of productivity. So the wealth gap is not an inherent property of the technology. It's the property of institutional choices. But left to its own devices, will we get this enormous new wave of wealth creation and some squeezing of the middle and more inequality? Of course.
There are lots of unknowns around what policy and regulation of AI in the labour force looks like, especially with the technology changing constantly and so rapidly. But according to Katya, including diverse voices at the table, especially of frontline workers themselves, is essential for real progress and positive change.
Human-computer collaboration here can be a very promising avenue, but only if you genuinely work with the frontline workers to understand where the inefficiencies are. And workers are the genuine experts who can point out, they actually can come up with this ingenious ways to use AI during the production processes that would unlock the biggest gains. But that requires a mindset shift, away from thinking of human workers as the cost to eliminate with AI, but more thinking about them as partners, as experts, helping to identify what are the most productive uses of AI in the economy.